Well, I will, without getting too on a fucking soapbox here, that gig is a perfect example. This record I put out, I've been touching on kind of like how can I use my music for advocacy for a while now. Like, how can I use my platform? You know, if I'm going to continue to play music, like, what the fuck am I singing about? Like, you know, why am I really doing this? I'm 29, about to be 30. Like, there's burnout that you deal with. I travel a lot, and after sometimes you just like don't want to do shit after you've been on the road for so long. But you know, having a message to talk about, or something that you can actually change or like better the world or be impactful. I don't know. The world's pretty fucking crazy right now, and a big thing for me that I keep hearing about living in Montana, in small town Montana, is like just how poor the conditions for mental health are, not only for ranchers, just for people in rural America. Like, we just don't talk about it. And I play country music, you know, and I hear these stories like cowboys, you know, committing suicide and all sorts of awful stuff. And so this record, I kind of tried to highlight in one of our songs, Worthy of the Name, kind of like what it really means to be a cowboy. And it touches on domestic abuse, alcoholism, and those sort of things. And I learned, you know, there's a lot of resources for folks that live in rural communities, and, you know, that are available that we just don't talk about. And the conversation around mental health is just like so diminished, I guess. I mean, cowboys especially, perfect example. Like, they are the American billboard, like, masculine figure. But, you know, in a way, it's kind of been co-opted over the years to be like, I just bottle all my emotions. I'm okay with working long hours and for very little pay. You know, we don't get any of the treatment or the protections that other workers get in the country. We don't have hourly wages. We just work all the time. And as soon as I lose my job, I lose my identity. If I break my body so bad, hey, I'm 60 now and I can't even walk around, and I lose my job, then what even am I? And people just kind of go off the deep end. But to tie it into that show, so we were getting ready to release this record, and we played that, and I just offhand mentioned, you know, hey, you know, if you're dealing with mental health and you or someone you love works in the agricultural industry, like, just know there are resources available to you out there. And I had just put a resource tab on my site that links to the Farm Bureau and some government assistance programs depending on occupation and region of the country, and then also nonprofits and stuff, and some more Christian groups as well. But whatever your method is, like, there are ways for you to take care of yourself, and you're not alone. And I would love to talk to you after the show at the merch table. And I just offhand said that, you know, it's a big show. And here we are in North Carolina, not cowboy country, but it is country. There, you know, there's plenty of farmers, and there are ranchers and all that out there. And I went to the table, and there was a line of people that were just ready to just say, like, hey, man, you know, we came here. We're actually from Iowa. My brother committed suicide last year, and you know, we're used to. And then the next person, hey, my father, you know, or my son, you know, like, dude, I was like, whoa, all of a sudden, like, I'm touching on something that was so much bigger than me. I didn't feel equipped to really have that. I'm not a professional by any means in any of those things, but it was like, man, there's something that needs to happen here, and music did something there, and I can actually make a difference. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so that's what keeps me going. Another long answer for you, Casey, but
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, like, being able to, like, have, you know, I love the lighthearted stuff. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people feel happy, but, like, I also am not afraid to, like, communicate with you about these things. I was talking to my Uber driver on the way over here about, like, what we need to do about, you know, homelessness here in Nashville. I'm like, well, man, maybe we need a place for these people to go. And he, you know, we're talking about it, and, like, maybe not every homeless person on the street got there by their own choice, you know, and we're just having this conversation, and we're like, you know, we need to talk more. Like, this dude from North Nashville, I would have never known, you know, we would have never had a conversation had I been sitting on my phone and, like, you know, ever. So
there's, I mean, to tie it back into what we were talking about earlier, the technology is beautiful. It allows so many amazing things, but it's like anything else. You can get consumed by it, and it can
really allow you to, like, disconnect from people if you let it.
Yeah, I think that if anything, there's a natural, well, maybe it's not natural, but there's an inclination for people to be stuck in their own worlds right now. Like, the economy is tough, jobs are tough, and they expect more from you every day, whether you're a working class, like, factory worker or rancher, or you work in the corporate world. Just like, your sovereignty is, like, kind of at risk, and because of that, we don't have time to hang out with our neighbors. We're working on the weekends. We're answering that email during our son's birthday or something. That stuff is just so real right now, and everybody needs to do what they can to make a dime. Uber drivers tell me he's got to rent an Uber. He rents a car from Hertz and Uber, and he has to work 6 days a week minimum to make it profitable for him to do that. This dude has no time to go hang out with his neighbors and stuff, and so life is just kind of going that way, it seems like. Mm-hmm. So we need to make intentions to put the phone down and be on podcasts like this and talk about crazy conspiracy theories. That's the answer, everybody.
Did you like that clip? Well, if you did, you should go check out the full podcast. I hate my day job and I'm trying to quit, so go subscribe because that'll help me do that. Thanks.